welcome to my channel, or welcome back to the double feature, loyal viewers. I'm Carrie, the nosy housefrau. Welcome. I am filming in the plastic bubble that is my guest room, and tonight I'm sticking my nose in on the piping hot tea that is MannyMUA's video about Makeup Revolution stealing his work. So pull up a beverage. Ginger tea is very good for you. This is coffee. MannyMUA put out a video today titled, "I Never Wanted to Make This Video." In it, he shows a side-by-side comparison of his Prism highlighter packaging to the packaging of Makeup Revolution's highlighter that looks identical, not similar, but identical in shape. And he has a lot of different, I'll put a picture up here, you can see there's a lot of different shapes and grooves on his that are identical on the Makeup Revolution packaging. They're so identical that he went to his manufacturer and said, "Did you lend out my mold?" Because of course it's his alone. And they did not, which leads him to believe, which I was thinking, they must have duplicated it through like a 3D printer or something, and they made their own mold that's exactly like his. I think that is probably the case. Now, we all know duplicates is a big thing in the beauty industry. You have something a little more high-end and something a little more lower-end. It's not that new. But this is so much alike, even though his is more like iridescent looking, like obviously the PVC or the plastic or whatever they use to make it is a little different. The other one is is more opaque, but the design looks identical. I got the impression that Manny was trying to keep his emotions in check and keep it classy, but if you took a drink every time he said component or facet in the first 4 minutes of that video, you'd be on a slab. And who could blame him, really? He put the work into that. He designed it, and that's his brand. He points out that he's just a smaller indie brand. And that got me thinking, what are the legalities of these dupes? What are the lines that can't be crossed? And how big is Makeup Revolution? Who is Makeup Revolution? Makeup Revolution was founded in 2013 in the UK. It's a British company that began in the kitchen of a man named Adam Minto. I looked him up, and oddly enough, every picture of that man looks like he's responding smugly to the accusation that he has duplicated people's work.
So what? And prove it.
I actually don't even know if he has an English accent. I just duped Tom Hiddleston. In the years that Makeup Revolution has been in business, they have grown exponentially. They say they were founded on making their makeup accessible to everyone. That was their idea, diversity and accessibility. And I think for me, accessibility means they had the idea to make higher-end makeup cheaper and undersell the competition and appeal to people who can't afford makeup. That's just my opinion, allegedly. Don't come for me, Makeup Revolution. I don't have your kind of dosh. A lot of you may already know that this is actually not new for Makeup Revolution at all. They have been called out on their dupes before. Allure did an article online, which I will link below, that says Makeup Revolution dupes all your favorite products and knows it. If you've ever gone down the dupes rabbit hole, you know that the community embraces it. Everyone loves something cheaper, especially people who can't afford expensive makeup or don't want to pay more for makeup if there are things cheaper that perform just as well. So I found endless websites dedicated to people sharing their favorite dupes. There are beauty influencers on Instagram who say this performs just as well or that is just as good for a fraction of the price. Here's an article from May of 2017, which I will link below. As well as being one of Superdrug's biggest sellers and attracting hordes of fawning reviews from beauty vloggers, Makeup Revolution has received a thumbs up from Khloe Kardashian, who praised one of the brand's $6 highlighters last year. You might not see Superdrug's products endorsed by Vogue, but it's the influencers who have far more, well, influence these days. Once you've received the Kardashian kiss of approval, it's pretty much a given that your brand is going to fly. Just look at makeup brand Ben Nye's banana powder. Once endorsed by Kim Kardashian, it became an overnight success. One of Makeup Revolution's most recent launches is a banana powder dupe. The packaging looks almost identical to Ben Nye's product, which cost $25 for a 3-ounce container. Makeup Revolution's dupe cost $8. Adam Minto, founder of Makeup Revolution, also known as MUR, and its parent company, Tam Beauty, has said that he aims to make quality makeup accessible to everyone. Makeup should not be elitist, Minto noted at an MUR press event in March 2016. It shouldn't be based on your ability or your willingness to pay more. Given that some designer foundations can set you back over $100, Minto has a point. The main point of contention with MUR, though, is that it gravitates towards packaging its products in a similar manner to bigger, longer-established, higher-priced brands. Most recently, two of MUR's freshest launches have caused a particular fuss. Kat Von D publicly dubbed the brand Lazy F's in an Instagram post as she compared the appearance of her $48 Shade and Light Eye Contour palette with MUR's $15 Ultra Eye Contour palette. "I don't remember the tails being this heavy when I first got this coat," she added. I reached out to Minto for comment, and while telling me apologetically that he wasn't keen to comment on the situation with Charlotte Tilbury or Kat Von D, he said of his brand, "Revolution is the recognized leader in fast beauty. We bring new trends and formulation, fast, to the consumer who seeks amazing quality at an affordable and accessible price point." The legalities of this are very interesting because trademark is tricky. It's hard to prove because it cannot be a functional thing, and it has to be a design that consumers will associate with you automatically. And that's hard to do when you just put out the product. The Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks that they were accused of duping, they were just basic enough and just copied enough that they couldn't claim any trademark issues. MannyMUA, just having put out this highlighter, may not have a lot of people going, "Oh, that's Lunar Beauty." Some people will say, "Good, it's about time these cosmetics companies were forced to bring down their ridiculous markups. The prices are too high and nobody can afford them." But consider this. We are talking about trademark, and this company didn't have to use an identical package to another company. They could have used something else, and their highlighter is $10. e.l.f. uses their own packaging, and it's on sale on Ulta for $4. Compare the two, but I can tell you personally, and I know it is a personal choice and we can vote with our dollars, I will not buy from a company who so clearly took the creative content from another small company and produced it very quickly, knowing exactly how to stay within the perimeters of the law and still rip people off. And that is my opinion. In his video, Manny says that all of the money he makes from Lunar Beauty, he puts back into Lunar Beauty. Without him even showing us receipts, that has to be true because it's his company and he's investing his money in that brand to build it. He's made money before with collaborations with Makeup Geek, Jeffree Star, Oprah. He had made money, but the money he's making from this company that he's trying to build largely goes into this company. And regardless of what we think of Manny individually, personally, you have to put that aside when you ask yourself, is this right? And you have to objectively ask, if it were your company, if it were your creation, and you had created something that you thought was going to be associated with you and be indicative of your brand, how would you feel if somebody came along and in the blink of an eye, because they have the money and the ability, they take that content, repackage it, and take from you what took a very long time for you to build up? I would be devastated. Especially knowing that you have no legal recourse because it's so new and no one's going to associate your work with you necessarily. The person who's copying you has more protection than you do. I'd be livid. I'd be pushing a cart, just talking to myself. Those were my components and my facets and facet components. Those were my facets. So what do you guys think? Did Makeup Revolution go too far in their dupe this time? You tell me in the comments below if you think that they are too blatantly copying someone's work. Do you think they got their hands on it and created the exact duplicate off of his creation. I'd be curious to see them side by side myself, but when he was holding them up side by side, I froze. I went back and I replayed, and I was like, are the bumps in the same place? And they do appear to be. When you're looking at the video, they look the same, although his looks prettier. It's not, got the nicer iridescence. And I'll understand if some of you are like, Carrie, we don't care about this. We're busy trying not to get corona over here. We don't care which millionaire is more wrong than the one that might not have as many millions. So what? All right, point taken. Point taken. Drink your tea. If you've watched this far, I so appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow, and I hope you will be too, because where are we going to go? Until next time, Hausfrau out.